Wesley, and we're here with Coach Sam Marple for the Sam Marple Coaches Show. Sam, good to have you today.
Good to be back.
What happened on our game with Lincoln County at the Death Valley Bowl last week? We were leading on the beginning, and we were pounding them. Yep. And then it got real close, and then there toward the end, it seemed like that they pulled away from us. But now we had a good game. We had a strong show, and I think the outcome was 35-23.
Yes, sir.
What? Tell us about that game.
I think we came out early in that game, and we was able to, Alex Bolin broke loose on a 77-yard scant down the sideline, so and we actually ended up going to halftime up 8-7. And then probably the best thing that I seen throughout that game is we're a really young football team. Like I said last week, we only have 4 kids who had ever played in a varsity football game on our team right now. So we had lots of kids out there that was their first ever varsity experience, and they come out, Lincoln County, after put 2 touchdowns in a row right there, and then we answered back. So I think the biggest thing that we done last Friday night is that we showed that we could answer a little bit of adversity. And even when things wasn't going good for us, we were able just to keep doing our things, keep doing our assignments and our jobs until the tide kind of turned. And right there at the end, we were down 1 score, and we had to make a stop on defense, and we bended, and then got them in a 4th and 3 situations, and we had a kid jump off sides right there, and that allowed him to go on down there and score and kind of put the game out of reach. But if you'd have told us going in that we was going to be 1 touchdown down with 6 minutes left in the game, I'd have told you we'll take that and play it out and see how it goes. So I was really proud of the kids' effort and the way they worked and the way they went battle through some adversity. We just got to get a little sharper on some of our assignments and be able to close a couple of those out.
Well, being here at the studio during the game, I thought that the Casey Rebs done very well, and it being such I think a close game. When you got back to the locker room and got to talk with them, what was the morale after the game?
That was another thing I liked to have such a young team. They were broke. There wasn't no moral victory, because I think a lot of people thought from the start we were kind of the underdog, going into that, and a lot of our kids wasn't, it wasn't like we done good, they wanted to win that game, and they expected to win that game, and even if they were the only ones that expected to win it, they expected to win it. So it was hurting. It was dead silence, there, and even on the way home. But the things I told them is, we just we're going to have a lot of those close couple ball games, and a lot of it comes down to depth, and but that's not going to change for us this year, the depth situation. So we can blame it on the depth, or we can continue to get ourselves in better shape and find ways, winners find ways to win.
Coach Sam, this game coming up Friday night, as you mentioned last week, you guys are road warriors for a few weeks. You'll be going over to Taylor County.
Yes, sir.
And taking on Taylor County. Have you been able to find out what Taylor County's team looks like?
Taylor County they're kind of a mirror image of us this year again. They've got a lot of young kids on the field. They got a lot more now. They probably field a roster of about 70 kids, but they're a second-year coaching staff. It's Coach Eric Graves' second year over there. They run an option offense like we run an option offense, and if you put in the tape on them and watch them, they're a lot better football team than they were a year ago. But at the same time, they do their stuff a lot smoother. They're better at their jobs, but they're like us. They've got young kids, inexperienced kids, and I really do feel like we probably we're the more physical team. And I think as long as we'll do our jobs, play sound, disciplined defense, and get after them from the start to finish, I think we've got an opportunity to be successful this week.
Well, let's certainly hope so. Kickoff is set for 7:30, I believe, on Friday night. It'll be there at Taylor County, and is our team from last week's game? Do you see an improvement? Do you see things that you'll probably maybe try to do a little differently this week?
I think just we need to be able to build every week, and that's the things we talk about at practice and in the team meetings is to build every week and to grow. And I was really happy, and our coaching staff was really happy with the areas that we grew between our preseason scrimmage to our first game. And so if we're able to do that again this week, and then not only just get better at the things that we're already doing, but be able to expand our offense and expand our defense and be able to add the little nicks in every week that you need to be successful. And so far, our kids have done a really good job with that. And then even so far this week, you know, we coming back, and now they've played 2 games with their scrimmage and that. So now you're starting to get kids are beat up. You know, they're tired, and so now. But even through that, you know, this year's group, maybe even more better than last year, is doing a better job at being focused and a better job of you know, setting goals for what they want to accomplish.
Now, this is your second year at Casey as head coach.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and no doubt you've seen things improve. You've seen some changes, and you've got an idea of where you want to take the team.
I think so far the biggest thing is the mindset of the way. That's what we're wanting to change the most right now. Is the mindset that the way we want to attack everything with a purpose every week. And I felt like last year's football team, we struggled with that. We were a lot more talented team. We were still, you know, thin on the roster, but I didn't feel like at every single week we attacked everything with a purpose. I thought we went through the motions a lot, even though we probably had what you'd call more experienced, better ball players on the field. With this year's team, we're really young, we're really inexperienced, but I think just having the whole year in last year and then going through the whole off season and now rolling into 2 or 3 games, I think we're doing a better job with our kids of setting goals for ourselves, knowing what we want to accomplish, and working every day towards that. And when you get a group of kids and a coaching staff together, and they are all working with a purpose, you can accomplish some pretty big things.
You can go a long way. I'll tell you what we'd like to do. We'd like to invite you that if you have a question for Coach Sam Marple, you can shoot us an email. Send it to radiolibertyky@gmail.com. If you have a question that you'd like us to talk about here on the Coaches Show, we'd be happy to address that. Again, let me give you that email address. It's radiolibertyky@gmail.com. And it's the Casey County Rebels traveling again to Taylor County this week, and we certainly wish the Casey County Rebels the best on Friday night. The kickoff begins at 7:30. Coach Sam, anything else you might want to say to the folks out there other than just come if you can, and if you can't, listen to it here on radiolibertyky.com.
We had a really big following last week at Lincoln County, and our kids really appreciate that. And I hope people follow us on this week. I know that Sheldon Clark drives. It's a 4-hour drive over to Inez, Kentucky the week after that, but then we're going to get back home. And it makes a really, really big difference when you're working all week long and putting in the thing these kids are to look up there and see 200 or 300 people sitting up there behind you on an away game. It makes a big difference, so we appreciate that a bunch.
All right, well, we look forward. Hope there's a big crowd, and if not, they can tune it in right here. And again, we look forward to talking with you next week. So good luck on Friday night with Taylor County.
Thanks, sir.
All right, that's going to do it for the Coaches Show on Radio Liberty KY.com.
Knocking heads and talking trash. It's slinging mud and dirt and grass. It's I got your number, I got your back. When your back's against the wall, you mess with one man, you got us all. The boys are falling.